Hi, it's Ruth Sarah, and today I have a really exciting video for you. I'm going to share what planners I'll be using in 2024 and what journals I'll be using in 2020. So let's just get straight into it. I'm not going to dwell on 2023 and what I was using and blah blah blah, because it's been a bit of a trial and error year for me. And I never really truly found something that I loved. However, by doing that, I have been able to really narrow down this year and know what works, what doesn't. I've tried things that I've always wanted to try, etc, etc. And it's helped me be really specific in my needs and helped me make that decision, because I kind of had the opposite problem this year. Well, that I had last year. I just couldn't find anything. Whereas this year there were so many options, and because I had that experimental year, it helped me narrow down those options. Otherwise I would still be sitting in a spiral of what to use. Anyway, so let's start with socials. I have used these in 2020, 2021, 2022, and I know I love the quality of them. I love the layouts of them. I love how much they can handle the chunk, because I was mentioning I have tried a lot of different planners this year, and some of them are worse than others in handling the chunk, and this is something I want to keep for life. I don't want it to fall apart in a couple of years, because it can't cope with how much stickers I've put in it, and I'm just so impressed with the quality and the layout. Now hold on, I'm going to take this off because you're getting shine. 1 second. This is gorgeous. It's such a lovely feeling. Let's do a quick flip through of what it looks like, and then I'll talk about why I chose this for my socials journal. So it is gold on the outside. This one's champagne gold, to be specific. The asterisk in the two corners is debossed, like pushed in. In the pictures it did actually look like it was embossed, a metallic, but it's debossed. It's just pushed into it. It's no colour. Then I got this. This is an extra charge, but it's 2024, and you can get it in platinum, rose gold or gold. And I got gold because it's a champagne gold cover. And inside this is just a very pale grey with all the little white asterisks, very plain, it'll go with anything. And then we have Life Planner, vertical layout, that's what this is, and this is my life. Now the fonts, compared to past years, have got a lot bolder and stronger. And if I'm honest, they're not my favourite. However, I'm going to be covering them, so that didn't put me off. But just to let you know, they are a lot stronger in comparison to other years in these planners, the whole way through in relation to these and the numbers and everything. Anyway, right, hold on, let me move this out of the way. So the first page, that is your standard glue goes too high page that you get in all bound books, is a quotes page. So that's no issue to me. I'll not feel the need to glue it as like I normally do, because it's just a quote. But you could add stuff to this if you wanted. And it just says, a beautiful day begins with a positive mindset. Then you get your yearly overview. You can use it for many different things, and it is January to December 2024. And then you get a notes section beneath it. I have used this as a yearly overview. I've covered these with fancier digital calendars and used this as my thoughts on January 1st versus my thoughts on December 1st. Anyway, here is a perfect example of what I mean by the boldness. Look how dark that heart and courage is, and how dark and thick that line is. So if you are a sticker user like me, you will have to cover that unless you want it to show through. Although in saying that, it's grey, so it would go with everything anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But essentially this is a place to put your goals, and each box represents a month. However, again, you can use it for whatever you want. It doesn't have to be goals. You could do birthdays, you could do a spring cleaning checklist, you could do health tracking stats, anything. Then you get this page. This is of no use to me, and I really wish they would leave this out, especially in a soft bind, because I could use the notes page rather than having this. But that's just my personal opinion. It's heritage and awareness observances listed here, and a notes page, and then another notes page, and then you're into your month. And this notes page goes with the month of January, and you'll get the same the whole way through. You have a asterisk in the corner in the standard pattern rather than the normal plain asterisks, like their logo. And then it just says January with a couple of asterisks. I keep going to say snowflakes because I have that in my head. but they are asterisks. And this is a very pale, it's like a brownie grey, and it says today I choose joy. And then you get your monthly layout, a very dark January 2024 with the asterisks, your monthly spread, Sunday to Saturday, and the sidebar. And then you get another notes page, and then this this one has a normal asterisk in the corner, and it says January 2024 with lots of asterisks in the back. And then that same colour that was on January is hinted throughout here. I wonder if it changes every month. I'll check that now for you, we'll get there. But this is a blank section, 4 dots, a line section, and a dot grid section. Then your actual layout, this used to be, when I used it, a dotted line. So you would have one very faint dotted line in between each section, whereas now they've put a bar that separates each section. That is the only difference really. There's still the bottom 3 lines, this sidebar hasn't changed. So there's only 2 differences, this part that's not a dotted line anymore, and the font, which is now bolder and bigger. But that's the vertical layout. You get one for each week, and then it gets back to the next month. Let me see, are they the same colour? Yeah, so it doesn't change per month. It's the same, it's like a brownie grey. This one says what you're looking for is within you, so that's the only thing that's different. This says February, and then it has a different quote here, but everything else will be exactly the same monthly layout, same dashboard layout, and then into your weeks. And you have it's like a creamy brownie, so hard to describe, ribbon. The focused planners get 2 ribbons for some reason, but the Erin Condren normal ones get 1. Then you get to the very back, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes pages, and then the back page that has the glue problem, unfortunately, is the page that has the future overview. However, because it's not something that you would use daily, it is a future overview. It is bearable, and I have used it to do like future birthdays and dates and stuff. And then we have a blank back page, and then the grey pattern again with the white asterisks. And then the back is the same, only this time you get an embossed Erin Condren with an asterisk. So this planner is stunning. It's a lovely feeling. It's £80 paper, and it resists ink bleeding. And this one was actually the easiest one to choose for me in terms of what I wanted to use. The only thing that bugged me about last year was the size, because it was an A5, and the opening spreads weren't necessarily something that I needed. I'd rather have the more traditional layout of this and this rather than what was in the Archer and Olive. So this was an easy choice. It fit the bill. It's bigger, it has the better opening spreads, and it still has that vertical layout that I can continue doing what I was doing. And even having the same theme throughout the year, the way that I'm doing for 2023, the theme's coffee. I'm really enjoying that. So I will definitely share what I'm going to do theme-wise and get it all set up whenever I'm ready to go. I'm just sort of finalising things, and I'm really excited. So anyway, let me show you what I'm using for my journal. And that is the focused. So let me take the shiny paper off. This is the peacock colour, and it has a pinstripe. I wish it was just peacock, personally. However, I can live with the stripe. It didn't put me off getting it, but I do think it would be much better if it was just plain. But I'm a simple person. I got 2024 debossed into it. And then the rest of it is just the peacock and the pinstripe. These haven't changed at all since they started releasing them, the layout, but I will flip through it now for you, just in case there's anybody that hasn't seen it. So inside is completely plain, and then it says focused 2024 planner, this book belongs to. And then instead of going into a page that has, you know, the quote, it goes straight into a yearly overview, but it's the same layout. And the only difference in these 2 spreads is they're actually a bit bolder. The month here and in the Erin Condren has an asterisk in the middle, whereas that it doesn't. And if you notice, these are slightly bigger. Can you see the difference there? I don't know if you can tell on camera, but they're slightly smaller. That's the difference there. But they're very, very small differences. And this one has an asterisk down at the bottom for some reason in here, but the layout is essentially the same, apart from those slight differences. Then you get a full page of holidays here in the focused one, which I will cover, but to me I'd rather that was a doc grid note page or even a lined note page, but that's in there just so you know. And then you get another spread. So not only do you get your yearly overview in this layout, you get a yearly overview in this layout. And it is the months and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, and it just says dates up there. So there's the month, very plain. This one has the previous month and the next month in the corner, whereas this doesn't. This has a very bold and large January 24. This one's quite small. They both start from Sunday to Saturday. The very dark bold numbers here are a lot smaller in the focused. And on the side, instead of having the asterisks with the lines, it has the word notes and the lines. Then your dashboard in a focus is completely different. And I love this. I really enjoyed it whenever I was using it in 2022. And it's going to be perfect for my journal, you know, things like this month and doing a fancy cover page and all that there. Let me show you the dashboard again, but it's not even like slight comparison differences, it's completely different. Line page and this layout and dot page. So you get 3 sections, an empty square, a checklist section and dot grid. And then you go into your layout. And this is again completely different. This is a horizontal layout, which is why I chose it to journal. And for me, I have really enjoyed doing my year in my life. This year, I, at the end of the week, went onto my computer and I had different prompts throughout the week. So say I had a birthday tea on a Saturday, that would be a prompt. And then the Hoover broke or something. I would have prompts that I would put in my notes app on my phone and I would sit down. It's supposed to be on a Sunday, but to be honest, I push it and never really do it. And it has become a bit of a chore, if I'm quite honest, to sit down and do the typing part of the thoughts. But the idea of doing that was to type out everything I thought, and then whenever I'm in the mood to be creative, everything's there and I'll not forget. I still have the in the moment thoughts, because I end up doing it 2 weeks later sometimes. And then I would sit down and do all the fancy stuff, and I was using a B5 dot grid, so you can see there's all the prompts, and then I write it out and have fun. However, this year I wanted to eliminate the feeling like I'm doing homework when I sit down and do the digital typing up part, and bring in a more actual in the moment style. So what I intend to do is to try daily planning again. It worked in 2022, I did it every day. I just needed a break, so there's no reason why I can't do it again this year. And then next year I'll see how I feel. I really considered getting a smaller dot grid, like an A5 rather than the B5, and doing daily journaling, but just setting it up myself. But I know myself. And speaking of the digital part being a chore, that would become a chore, having to completely set up the layout myself every day. And I want to make it that I can stick to it because I love having it to look back on. And I'm challenging myself to daily journal. But with this, I have the layout and I'm really looking forward to that challenge. This planner is stunning. But anyway, yeah, the layout is the month in the corner, your January 2024 up there. You get a section that has lines for each day and a section that's blank, a note section and a checklist section, and that's just the same the whole way through, and it's the same all the monthly layout. You get at the end of the month 2 lines. I kind of wish this came before this, but sure, I'll make it work, and I'm just really looking forward to using it and that challenge. But it repeats the whole way through, and then you get this one is a very pale mint green, and this one is a darker green. And then you get to the very back, and then these are the 2 notes pages that are the end of the month pages. And then you get notes, it says notes up there, 1, 2, 5, and then a contacts page, which again I'll cover, but it's there if you need it. And then your yearly overview. And in the same way with the normal Erin Condren, this one has the 4 dots underneath. Actually, was it 4 dots? Let's check. This is exactly the same. Only this one's slightly bigger and this one has the asterisks in the middle. Same differences really. And the lines at the bottom. And then your back page is completely blank on both sides. And then that's the cover, the peacock. And it says focused. And these lines are gold. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's really stunning. And I'm looking forward to the challenge. So let's talk about the planner. What planner am I using for 2020? Now, this was the hardest one to pick. My thoughts went round and round and round, and there were so many different options. So I knew for 2024, I wanted to use my Hobonichi kits. I've been collecting them for a while, and I've actually already started sitting, organising a little booklet to store them in with which ones I'm going to use for which week and stuff. I knew that, but it was just about finding the right planner and style to do it in. And I also knew that I absolutely wanted to have a planner that's my keepsake planner that I can keep for life, that I had the whole year in 1 year. I didn't want to let that go. So I went through a couple of different options. I considered this planner. This is a Hubman and Chubgirl planner. It has the whole year in one planner. It isn't A5, so it's slightly bigger. It's got very, blank dot grid pages at the start. I'll link a review of the Hubman and Chubgirl planners down below if you're interested, because I'm not going to go into the details of these ones here. But what put me off is all the months are at the start. All 12 months you get in a row, and then it goes into the weeks after that. And I didn't want to do that. And also, I just want to go all out with stickers and enjoy it. And I wasn't sure how this would handle the chunk, but as well as that, it's still a bit small for my keepsake planner. I love using a bigger planner as the planner that stays on my desk that I use all year. And then I considered using this, and I am using it now, which is their daily version. And I'm really enjoying this. But again, I don't want to lose the whole year in one planner thing, because this would solve the chunk problem because they come in 3-month increments. But I just want a whole year keepsake. Plus it's too small. It's only A5 and there's no weekly spread in it. So I have been making it work by making my own weekly spread. But this is the planner that I want to use kits in, Hobonichi kits, and all the stickers and all the things and keep, and it just wasn't going to work. So that's my thought process on that. I am going to have more than one planner, but let me just talk about the keepsake one first and we'll get there. In 2022, I wanted to use an hourly softbound. That was in my head that that's what I was going to use. I had done for 2020 and 2021 the vertical softbound, and I wanted to change it up. And that was the year that they released the Flora range. And I thought, seeing as I've got, like, the 2021 was grey, the cover of the 2021 one was layers, and I thought the Flora purple would be gorgeous as a cover, and then I could go all out with the Flora theme, etc. However, their hourly was pink Flora and their vertical was the purple. And I just, as much as pink is growing on me and I've used it in some spreads and little bits, I don't want a pink planner. It's just not me at all. So I ended up in 2022 in a focus softbound. And that's how I actually got into journaling and all. But I didn't want to repeat that in 2023. And I thought, yes, this will be the year then that I get to try the hourly softbound. And again, the hourly option was blush pink for the neutral inside. So that didn't happen. And then this year they released their version again of the hourly neutral, and it's pink. They call it mauve, but it's not mauve, it's pink. And the more I look at the photos, and I've tried to look out for 1 or 2 reviews where people have it in person, and it's pink. However, they released a separate floral version in hourly, and that is what I went with. So I'm finally going to get to use the hourly layout. And like I said, I've gone round and round in circles in this. I'm using the Hobonichi kits, and I really did consider using an A5 softbound, or like I was saying, these. and using my Hobonichi kits, but I want the bigger size. I know myself, I like going all out with stickers without it feeling crammed. I like to have the space, and I've wanted to try this for a long time. When I saw this flip through, I thought the outside was perfect, it's lovely and neutral, and then I saw the monthly and I got a bit like, there's flowers all over this. I'll show you in a second, I'm going to flip through it. But then Coffee Monsterz Co. released she released her monthly themes, and they're flowers. So I just thought, well, why not? It's what I wanted to do in 2022 in the first place. I wanted to have the floral theme. So I'm going to do what I originally wanted. I'm going to have floral themed months. I have this planner, and then I get to have whatever theme I want in the hourly and use all my different Hobonichi kits instead of hoarding them. And I'm really excited to try it. It will have my schedule, which is perfect. And the way my brain works at the minute, I love doing that. However, I can use any planner that I want alongside of it. So if I wanted, this is undated, to use this for a bit and have it for my to-dos and mapping out my day, I could. I probably won't on that one, to be honest. But I'm enjoying using this. However, this weekly rather, is list style. And then I have my daily where I do map out a schedule and I have more lists, but I'll be able to use this each day and I'll not worry about doing a weekly layout. I'll have the weekly layout scheduled in here and I'll be able to then map out my day and do lots of lists and etc alongside of it, and it only lasts for 3 months. And then if there's another fancy planner that comes out and I go, oh, I'd love to try that, I can try it, use it, not worry about it being a keepsake or whatever I want to put in it, and use it alongside this. So I'll schedule out my week in this and then I'll do my functional like listing and daily stuff and whatever I feel like doing. And that'll give me that balance of being able to try new things and have fun, but still have my keepsake. So this is absolutely gorgeous. It's the £80 paper still, and it's not too much. It's not like really overly bold, covered in flowers. It just has that very pale, subtle hint of flowers with the gold dots sprinkled. And then I got a gold 2024, and I actually love the fact that they put it in the middle of the planner as opposed to down at the bottom, just for something different. Inside it, this is just plain brown, really stunning. And then it says Life Planner, only this is the hourly layout. And then you have a brownie taupe background with gorgeous flowers, and a beautiful day begins with a positive mindset. And I love the fonts in this. They're not as bold. It's a lovely, like, what's the word? Like joint calligraphy rather than the bold block text of the other one. It's the same layout, but just the fonts are different here. That's the only thing that's different. And then here, there is colour. You have that cursive writing up here, and then you have the flora. It's not flora, sorry. It's wildflower this year. The wildflower colours. But they're easily covered. However, there are very neutral cool tones, so if I didn't want to cover them, I wouldn't have to. But that's gorgeous. Then you get your same heritage here that I'll cover, and a notes page. And then this is how the monthly looks. Get a notes page here. And then it doesn't actually say the month, but I actually like that because I would rather put the month names in my own way where I want it. You know, I don't mind the fact it doesn't say big January somewhere. It's just an art piece. And then that says today I choose joy, and it's gorgeous. The colours are stunning. Right up my street. And then January 2024, everything here is the same apart from the fonts. And then you get another notes page, and this is your dashboard. And this is what I was saying that put me off initially, because when I saw this I thought, gosh, how am I going to make this work? You have to really go with floral themes unless you want to cover the entire page, because putting any other theme on top of this, you can have clashing colours, etc. And it just worked out perfectly that's the birth month flowers are the theme for Coffee Monsterz Co. So anyway, you get the notes page, and there's your dashboard, and that's a taupey colour again with the purple. Now, the actual colours of here, the background stays taupe in them all. I'll show you all the other months in a minute. Like the background stays the taupe colour. However, the colour of the strip at the top changes each month. So, for example, if you look here, this is brown. So on the likes of this, I actually love this colour. My favourite colour is purple. But if I go to use a Hobonichi kit that is clashing with that, and I didn't want to have the purple strip, I would just cover it. It's not a big deal. And it was sort of weighing up the pros and cons. If I had wanted the completely blank weeks with no strip of colour at the top, I would have had to have lived with the pinky cover on my planner, which you can't cover, and you can cover that. So I just weighed up the options. And this is a stunning planner. So anyway, here's your weeks. So January's bar is purple, then you get a blank space up at the top, 6 AM to 7 PM, and then 3 blank spaces at the bottom. You get the month in the corner and sidebar and 2 habit trackers. And I love the fact that it's lined, which will be really helpful for using the stickers. Okay, that's the week layouts, and everything I'll just repeat. So let me show you all the different colours. So February's monthly looks like this. And then the dashboard is like this. And the weekly colour, oh, I'm not keen on that. The fact that they have January's colour running into February's colour, which is like a purpley brown, but I can cover it, you know. Anyway, so there is March, and the March dashboard with the taupe in the background and the different flowers. That's the February colour, and then the March one is the brown. And then we have April with a taupey background and the quote. And then there's the dashboard, and then it's like a greeny grey sort of colour. Even if you weren't a sticker planner and you didn't want to cover anything, you would still, this is still gorgeous for that. You could totally get away with it. So there's May, and then the May dashboard, and then it is a purple. And June, the June dashboard, and it is an even darker purple. So you have the lighter purple for May and then a darker purple for June. July, the dashboard, and it's purple too. I'm just interrupting myself. I forgot to show you there is a purple ribbon in this one. And as well as that, the edges are gilded, they're gold. It's really beautiful. That's August, and the August dashboard. And then the July purple goes into the purpley brown. Then this is September, which goes from the purpley brown into actual brown. October, just like a greeny grey. November, from the greeny into a purple. December, and purple. Then it gets to the very back, and you have 6 notes pages, and your dashboard, which is exactly the same apart from the fonts. And then this is the back page, the flowers here and the tan colour. This is absolutely stunning, and I totally can't wait to get into using it. So I'll be using this alongside something else, beginning with one of these, because I'm really enjoying mapping out my days in the dailies. I just would prefer to have my weeks separate. And then at the end of the year, I have my planner, journal and socials journal, and I'll get a magazine file and put it in it, and at the side write 2023, and I'll be able to keep them. And I'm so excited about it. I'm so happy with them. I've started organising the kits of which ones I'm going to use when, and I already know what monthly themes I'm using for this, so I'll be getting this set up as soon as a few things come in. I'm just finalising my thoughts on different themes for these, but I'll be getting them set up soon as well. And I'm looking forward to the challenge of journaling daily and using all my stuff and my kits each week in here. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you so much for watching. Please do let me know, have you picked your planners? I'm really interested to know, have you already? Are you still thinking about it? If you have picked them, what have you picked? If you're thinking about it, what are you torn between and why? It's really good to know your thoughts, and I hope that you're excited to see me set up what I've chosen for the year ahead. And take care, and I'll speak to you really soon.
Slow love, uncomplicated.